G'day and welcome to YouTube Creator News. We're covering the news for the past week, ending here on the weekend of May 2nd and 3rd. But in the past week, there's been quite a few YouTube announcements in terms of AI tools and some other news that we're going to hit today in this episode of YouTube Creator News. If you don't know who I am, my name is Doug Hewson, and I like to cover YouTube news, announcements, feature updates, and some of the little experiments that YouTube does by tweaking some UI or experimenting with new features. So if you like that sort of thing, make sure to stick around and hit subscribe on this content. But it's time to jump in to this week's news. What we like to do is start with the main stories, and then we go into a segment a little later on where we just sort of quickly hit all those short snippet stories, and that's a segment I like to call shortcuts. But let's first get into the top stories. Let's start with Ask YouTube. Now, this is different to Ask Studio, which is in our Studio dashboard as creators. But let's look at what Ask YouTube for conversational search is all about. YouTube is testing a new AI-powered conversational search experience that departs from the traditional keyword searches to help users explore complex topics interactively. Sounds good so far. A lot of tools in this vein on different platforms right now. Users can ask natural language questions and receive a curated results page featuring videos, shorts, and text summaries. A chatbot-like interface allows for follow-up questions to dive deeper into specific details. Users should verify facts, as AI can occasionally make factual errors. And boy, can I tell you about a story about that? Maybe another time. But yes, human filter. Yes, please. Currently available on an opt-in basis for YouTube Premium members in the US. So they're testing this as one of the YouTube Premium experiments for users. Obviously, this is a user-facing feature. It's users who are doing these searches. For those who are doing educational and teaching content, this could be a bonus because it's going to curate and surface information topical to what the person is looking for based on their input. It says that plans are in place to expand this feature to non-premium users in the future. So whether this is a full rollout to premium users or whether it's just one of those optional experiments, I'm not 100% sure, but it's out there. They're testing it. They're going to be tweaking it. Generally, when they test things, they tweak it. Tweak these things and sort of get them so they're a little bit more user-friendly, take on user feedback and all that good stuff. So, there's more to come on Ask YouTube, I suspect. And continuing this week's AI theme, we're going to talk about AI comment search in YouTube Studio. I have seen this one in the wild, so we can talk about it. YouTube is introducing an AI-assisted comment search tool in Studio Desktop to help creators find and moderate comments based on semantic meaning. Searching using personal words or suggested topic chips for themes like gear questions or hurtful remarks. A new Find Similar Comments option allows for more efficient bulk moderation. The tool surfaces comments for creator action rather than automatically hiding them. So this is basically, we're talking about a tool that just helps you find things in maybe what might be a very deep comment history that you might have on your channel. If you've been around for a while, you have a lot of videos, get a lot of comments on videos. This could be helpful to find sentiment in comments, for example, on a particular video or across your whole comment history on all videos. Original keyword search remains available alongside the new desktop feature. This is currently rolling out to a small group of creators on desktop, and I have seen this in the wild on a larger creator's back end that I have access to, and I have played with it just a slight bit, and it's interesting. It probably needs a little bit of work, but it certainly will help you sort of narrow down and find things. If you know something's there and it's not coming up, it means that maybe there's still training it on maybe more recent comments or something like that. We'll see how that progresses, because of course when it's currently rolling out to a small group of creators, it means that it's not going out to everybody, which means there's still at least in a beta test with a certain group of creators. And usually they pick these creators at random. Sometimes there's a reason or a particular guideline they go through in sort of allocating these experiments as to who gets it. Maybe they're looking for a particular type of creator, different things like that. But just be aware that you may not see it. You probably won't see it just yet, as it's only out to a small group of creators, but you should see that in the wider community in the future. Continuing with the AI theme this week, let's talk about generative instrumental tracks for copyright issues. A new AI-driven update within YouTube Studio Editor aims to give creators an easy fix for audio copyright claims. So currently, US-based creators will see a new Create button inside the Replace Song tool. This is when we're dealing with copyright issues concerning music or audio tracks. Usually it's music. YouTube's AI generates 4 royalty-free instrumental tracks that can be swapped in to replace the copyrighted audio. So they give you some options to choose from. It's AI generated, so therefore there are no copyright issues because nobody can claim something that has never existed up until the point that you generate them. This allows creators to release Content ID claims quickly and easily. This is currently limited to desktop for US creators, with mobile and global launches planned for later this year. So again, another early rollout, testing, or limited rollout in the US, as often is the case. So keep an eye out for that. I know some people might have some opinions on that, but of course this is just an optional tool to help you if you happen to run into one of those music copyright issues on one of your videos. If you never run into that issue because you're very careful with your music, you can be, it's going to be a tool that you can choose to use, but you don't have to. And we've also got, some might class this as part of AI as well, but let's see. It's a mobile vertical live countdown sticker. Creators broadcasting vertical live streams on mobile can now use countdown stickers to build audience excitement for special moments or reveals. These stickers can be customized by title, color, and duration. The countdown can be set for up to 60 minutes, though the duration cannot be changed once the timer starts. When the timer finishes, an animation plays before the sticker disappears automatically and the creator receives a notification. So this is when people are, a very specific use case, a live streaming from their phone in a vertical format. So to access the sticker, you need to be using the YouTube app to stream. So if you're one of those people who stream with decoders, like me, for example, you won't have access to the sticker, because to apply the sticker, you will need to be on your phone to apply that sticker. It is in the menu where all the other sort of stickers and overlays are for vertical live streams. So that is something that might be interesting. So obviously during it, you might say in half an hour, welcome to the stream. In half an hour, we're going to be doing a thing, put the half an hour shot clock up, and they can say it's counting down. You can have it saying counting down to a big reveal or something like that. And so it builds anticipation with your audience.
Yeah, shortcuts. Word up. Peace.
All right, we're into the shortcut section today, and let's hit these in rapid fire. First of all, we've got mobile home feed thumbnail sizing experiment. YouTube is running a limited experiment on Android and iOS devices to automatically adjust the size of videos and thumbnails on the home feed. Now, the goal is to make the mobile feed feel more immersive and help content stand out. YouTube assures creators that while their thumbnails might appear cropped during this test, the original files are not being edited or altered. So it's just the way that the content's being presented. I have not seen this in the wild yet. This is an experiment. So if you happen to see any feedback, make sure you come back to this video, maybe drop it in the comments or share it with me somewhere on the socials online. Next, we have watch history dependency for recommendations. YouTube is testing a change that alters the homepage experience for users who opt out of data tracking. In other words, you turn off some of the features like history or watch history and other things. Users who have their watch history turned off we'll now see a more minimal homepage with fewer personalized recommendations. Recently, if you turn off your watch history on some devices, you'll actually get a blank homepage because if you turn your watch history off, it goes, oh, we don't know anything about your viewing history or what you like because you've turned your watch history off, and will give you nothing. But now they're going to give you a default curation, which might be like maybe more popular content because it doesn't know what you are intending to watch because you've wiped your watch history or turned it off temporarily. Because the platform relies heavily on past viewing behavior to tailor its content suggestions, these users will likely have to rely more on manual searches. So you'll get some stuff, you might not be interested in the stuff that is presenting to you, so you might have to go looking for content. So, it is a good idea to have your watch history on because then YouTube knows and learns what type of content you actually want to watch as a viewer. Next, we've got a picture-in-picture global rollout. YouTube is expanding the availability of its multitasking video viewer to a broader audience. The picture-in-picture feature, which shrinks videos into a small draggable window on the screen, is officially rolling out to all users globally. Some people have had this already, premium users, different users in different jurisdictions have had this before. I've had it on mobile for a little while now, so it's interesting. Now, what does this apply to? This applies to specifically long-form content and non-music content. So if you listen to YouTube music or maybe Vivo videos or something like that, it might not apply. If you're watching shorts, it might not apply, although I have seen shorts minimized before, so that's an interesting one. So something to keep an eye on. It's good to be able to put your video in picture and then search for the next video you want to watch because the other video is coming to an end. We also have the customizable multi-view on YouTube TV. Now, this is particularly for people who subscribe to YouTube TV, which I think is mostly US based. I'm not sure if that's in Canada as well. But if you're on YouTube TV specifically, so it's not the broader general YouTube, although we may see some of that sort of features roll out to just a general TV viewing experience in the future. Users now have access to a new multi-view builder that grants full control to mix and match live streams into a personalized viewing layout. This feature supports integrating live programming alongside add-ons like NFL Sunday Ticket, for example. So you can have a multi-view of multiple channels at the same time. They're being streamed to you live, whether that includes certain types of specific streams that are like non-broadcast. For example, I don't know. So users in the US who use YouTube TV, you can let me know how that multi-view works for you. Next, we've got new ad placements, live streams, and subscriptions feed. YouTube is rolling out new advertising formats that integrate more directly with content and user feeds. We've already seen some activity in regards to side-by-side ads that are appearing on live content. These ads mute the stream's audio to play the ads audio, but keep the live video visible on the screen. Now, when that particular feature was originally sort of touted, they were suggesting that it might drop the audio a little, but it would not overpower the stream. You used to be able to listen to stream, but it doesn't appear that's the case. It appears that the ads audio will override the stream's audio for the duration of the ad, which is a bit of a bummer. If you get to an intense spot on a live stream, for example, I understand side by side sort of makes sense if you can continue to watch, but if you can't hear it as well, it might be an important point at the stream and the audio drops out. You can see it, but you're not comprehending because most streams rely on the audio to do the communicating. Multiple viewers have reported seeing clearly labeled sponsored ads appearing directly within their subscriptions feed, a feed that has historically been ad-free. I'm not sure what device is that on because I could tell you right now that, yeah, you generally do see the sponsored ads and stuff where they take up a video space, usually on the homepage on desktop. I've seen it on mobile as well in the homepage, but yeah, historically you haven't seen that as much in the subscription feed. So they're inserting some more ads there. So we'll see how that goes and see how those perform with viewers. And the last story for today is YouTube in classrooms. YouTube is actively promoting a suite of features built specifically to transform digital classrooms and support educators. Some of these are already in place, and most of them are, in fact, I have seen in the wild. Things like Play for Education, provides an ad-free, distraction-free viewing experience without external links. So it's basically a version of the YouTube player that doesn't have all the bells and whistles, ads, and everything else. But schools pay a fee for that. They pay a fee to access that type of viewing, which is good in the sense that they're not getting random ads popping up in a video that a teacher might be showing students that might be inappropriate. If it's ad-free, there's no risk of putting something inappropriate in front of maybe some students who are underage. We also got quizzes allowing interactive questions to be embedded directly into videos to boost student engagement. I've already made a video on quizzes, so if you want to check that out, I'll put it in the card right now for you. Courses offers structured learning journeys that guide students from beginner to expert levels. So this is just building on the courses feature that is available to all creators. I believe, I don't remember exactly if there's any eligibility requirements, but certainly courses are out there. Right now, there's no paid courses, or all free courses that you can put together using playlists as a basis to order your content in a way that makes sense to progress someone from the start of the course through to the end of the course. And finally, we've got conversational AI. Provides real-time Q&A capabilities to assist learners dynamically. This looks like it's an interesting thing. I haven't seen this one in the wild. If you're a teacher and you already have access to that, maybe drop a comment below and share how that works exactly with us creators, so we have a better idea of how we can use that, maybe if we're providing educational content or teaching something, doing how-to content. So that is the main news stories for this week. If that was helpful, or if you've got any feedback for this type of format of the news, where we just sort of go through and review it and give you the bullet points and hit those, let me know if you want maybe more demonstration. If it's a particular feature we can demonstrate, let me know that as well. Just a reminder that I usually go live Saturday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, and that's early, with a live version of YouTube Creator News Live. We have a bit more banter with the live chat and so forth as well, and do a Q&A after we hit all the news stories, and maybe stop and discuss things partway through on particular topics. So if you enjoyed this format, make sure to hit the like. And if you want to see more of this type of content and more, where I generally on the channel talk about all things YouTube and content creation, I like to focus on YouTube features and policies and different things like that as well. Maybe a little bit of dabble in the in the strategy as well. If you're into that sort of thing, make sure to subscribe. This is Doug. I'll catch you later.